Hello, it's Black History Month, and so I have concocted a list of things that I want to discuss, and there's a lot, so like there's gotta be at least 28. I was thinking like an idea for a date, but there's so much to think about and there's so much to discuss, and it's just gonna be topic by topic, snippeted, dippeted, and also this is all like off the dome. This is obviously like I have so I have field research, I have prior knowledge, I have prior things that I've looked into. I might even Google it up live, but most of it is gonna be like my brain and the things that my brain has learned and amassed. So obviously I wasn't born. Okay, I'm saying on like theoretic like things that like go deeper. Racism always gonna go deeper. Things like that. It's just stuff that I've just picked up on. Or no. Stuff that I've looked into or and put together and stuff like that. Oh, so if I say the term always, because I just reach into myself and these are ideas that, and so it's like if I say always, I probably replace it with frequently, because I feel like a big thing is if, because I only have the Black experience, and see, here's an example, because I could say everything is always rooted in, or there's so much. I could say everything is always rooted in anti-blackness, right? But if somebody pulls up if somebody who's Asian or Latina is like, actually, like, it can't. I saw it happen here, all the way back. I saw it happen here, this is not like a. It's not like a. Oh, who did it first? Who got first? Who? It's not that. It's to learn and expand and grow the mind, because I would like. I'm not saying I wouldn't know that isn't like, oh, it's not my duty to care about that culture and that race and what they've been through. That's not it. It's I wouldn't know that because it's a certain thing where like we all got biases, and I I'm I moved through the world as a Black person, so I want to maybe more. I'm more inclined to understand why the world is the way that it is for me as a Black person. And there's also some because a lot of history is oral. Like some stories I'm not gonna know because I'm not a part of that culture. I don't get all of that surrounding, and I was never born with that from the ground up. Do you see what I'm saying? And so if you tell me that, it's like it's to expand, and I'll be like, because I want to know. I'm open to knowing. I want to know. So it's like, oh wow, like now I know that. Thank you for telling me. Like you just expanded my brain. But then also maybe it's like, and that's valid. Let me show you where I know that this actually, like, where the root of that is, which may still be anti-blackness. And so now I've also expanded your brain, and we've both learned something, or maybe I've just learned and you shared. You see what I'm saying? Like that's why. So like, but this like, because always yeah, it's kind of a close word, like always is every single time. I just had to go because I was running through it in my head, and I was like, hold on, that's okay. The biggest problem is that I really love to go on a tangent, and so I just have to like, I just need to like pick one and zoom it out, and then I'm going to stop, and I'm just so that it's segmented. I have a vision in here. I do. I mm, hmm. I should have selected this actually before I brought you up here. Okay, wait. Give me a second. Okay, I've decided. That was that whole like everything is ruined anti-blackness. That was my example, but I feel like for one that's a good thing to start with, and like because I segued into it and everything. It's a good thing to start with, so you can like have that sort of like idea following you when you watch the rest of everything. And also it's very applicable. It's true everywhere. Like, so actually while I do this, I'm also going to be mending some of my clothes. Wait, I'm going to do this one. There's a hole. And I fixed it before, but then I think I washed it and it came out. And I could have done a better job. I have to use the spool because this was on my sewing machine that it broke. And I can't find the original thread thingy. But spools usually hold a lot, so hopefully it'll be okay. Okay. So what I'm talking about is, guys, actually, I think I may still read the introduction to this book. This is Black Looks, Race and Representation by Bell Hooks. It is a killer book. I literally read the introduction, not even the first chapter, and I was like, this is so crazy good. The spiel that really clicked it was this part on the back. I'm going to read it for you. The critical essays in this collection are gestures of defiance. They represent my political struggle to push against the boundaries of the image, to find words that express what I see, especially when I am looking in ways that move against the grain, when I am seeing things that most folks want to simply believe are not there. Fierce critical interrogation is sometimes the only practice that can pierce the wall of denial consumers of images construct, so as not to face the fact that the politics of denomination inform the way the vast majority of images we consume are constructed and marketed. I hope you deep that. I feel like it literally clicked for me when I first read it, but I feel like also saying it aloud, like it is a lot of words, so it's gonna be a lot of start, but I want to make sure you get it. Okay, because this book, Black Looks, so it's about how blackness is represented in the media, white supremacist media, and how media reinforces the culture that white supremacy wants us to have, and that domination, right? And especially for where we are now, where people are gonna say, no, he was just waving, no, that wasn't Nazi, he was just waving. They talk about the death of intellectualism. I hear it here and there, but like, I feel like the death of intellectualism also comes with a little bit of a loss of humanity, where I feel like, actually I can't find the perfect words to express it, but I do feel like they go hand in hand, because I'm just thinking about, like, because she's talking about a consumerist culture where people don't want to recognize the negative effects or the negative connotations of what they're viewing, because they just want to consume. Capitalism kills. They just want to consume. And so, and that's where I think I'm getting with the loss of humanity sort of thing, because if you're not caring about who is coming at the expense of what you're having, why are you going to think, like, you're not thinking deeper into the product that you have, nor are you thinking deeper into the effects that it has on the people around you and the people who created it and all of that stuff. Okay. Something that really hit me is the first chapter about loving blackness. That's sort of my what is it, accelerator for this anti-blackness is everywhere discussion, because she's talking about, she was a professor and they were reading the book, or it was her Yale, I think she worked at Yale, whatever, that doesn't matter though. They were reading the book Passing, where it's about this, rich lady who is white passing. She's a light-skinned black woman. She makes friends with a darker-skinned black woman. In the end, the light-skinned woman dies. And the whole class, they're discussing, like, why did she die, something like that. And they're like, oh, because, I haven't read the book, but the discussion is leaning towards, oh, she wanted to be white, or actually, let me reread it just to be sure, because I feel like, hold on, okay. So it just seemed like the class was more discussing, like, oh, why does she want to be white? Like, oh, and she's yearning for whiteness, she wants to be white, passing this, that, the third. And, because she's right, and she's like, the black students in class were sharing how they felt like they needed to lean into whiteness in this way and that way, and the white students are like, wow, I never knew that was what it could be like, that. And she asked the class, maybe she was killed because she loves blackness, because I guess near the end of the book, at a certain point in the book, she says something where she's like, I would rather be a free, like, poor black woman than be where I am now, because she's kind of in a prison. I would cry if I was forced to be white for the rest of my life so I could be rich. What the fuck? But she's like, what if she was murdered for her love of blackness, for her appreciation of black culture, and wanting to be a part of that? And she said that the class was silent. It was crickets. And I feel like, further, because that's like the introduction. So further on in the chapter, she speaks about how, what's the word? She speaks about this, what's his name? Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I got lost reading a little bit, and then I forgot what point I was trying to make. And, to chop and screw it, I just find it to be annoying. So I'm just going to keep going. Okay. Think about, I thought of this analogy the other day. Let me know if you like it. And I'm trying to, I don't know if I should explain it to you before, but let me explain it to you before, because sometimes I get really far in my ideas, and it's just like, what are you saying to me? And I feel like if you have an idea beforehand, you might be able to be like, okay, so this is that, and that is that, instead of at the end I say, and that was all anti-blackness, and you're like, what the fuck were you talking about? Okay. So, imagine, oh wait, this is an analogy for how anti-blackness is pretty fetty, because, and I'm going to use the example of noses, because it's you know, but think about how, like, beauty standards and all of that, they're rooted in white supremacy. They're rooted in being Eurocentric. Actually, wait, I'm trying to figure out, because I have a statement to make on the, what's the word? I'm going to say the liking, but I know that's not the right word. The growing like of racial ambiguity. There's something to be discussed there, but I don't know if, I think that I might actually discuss that when I talk about how white people, they just never gonna be part of the culture. I don't care how many fucking podcasts you have. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it, but let me pause on that. Okay. And so think about how, just because you may hate your nose, right, it's so big, it's this, that, the third. It doesn't mean that you're a white supremacist specifically, but it is rooted in that. And so that's where I take the thing of loving blackness, where I feel like if you can love blackness for all that it is, right, then, because the outside factors are still going to make you insecure. The world may still make you insecure, but if you truly love it with your heart, like, it's not going to be, and maybe I'm trying to think about actually my journey in my nose, because you know what it was? Because the fucking filters, man, the fucking filters. Ooh, filters is actually like a really good discussion for the racial ambiguity thing, because it'll give you a small nose but a big lip. What's up with that? But yes, filters, they had me messed up so bad. Oh, why would you do that? Where I was like, oh, I want my nose to be just a little bit smaller, but I never needed that. And so I literally stopped using the filters. I was like, I'm just not touching a filter that changes my nose. And then I've never really worried about that since. Like, if anything, I guess I kind of wish my nose was bigger. I don't know. But it's just not like that no more. But, and this is an analogy for, black people are still fed, like, white supremacy. Like, let's not get silly now, but this is my analogy. I'm going to present it to you now. If you go to a restaurant, right, and they say, actually, maybe if you go to a restaurant, right, and you're like, I want fajitas, I gotta get fajitas, okay? They try to say, oh, have the taco. You say, I want fajita. You end up with a fajita, because that's what you wanted. But in this, like, you're born with a fajita, or I don't know. Just walk with it, okay? Now, your fajita comes out, snap, crackle, pop. Everybody's looking at you. Everybody's like, ooh, why does she have a fajita? You like you like fajitas. Everybody's looking at you sideways. Now you're already feeling a little queasy. You're like, oh, okay. Then, Then you eat your fajita. Then, after you've eaten your fajita, you start to get sick. You're throwing up. You're not having a good time. Are you really going to order fajitas again? Not from that place. No? So you go somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else. You say, I really want fajitas. I love fajitas so much. So you order fajitas. Oh my gosh, now you're sick again. Are you going to get fooled 3 times? You're going to stop ordering fajitas. You're going to start saying, oh, I don't like fajitas. They always make me sick. Okay. Now let me tell you what's going on behind the kitchen. What they are doing is they're poisoning the fajitas. The fajitas, they're nice, they're good, they're regular, they're casual, but they do a sprinkle of rat poison on them. Not good. So of course you're going to be sick every time you have fajitas because they're making it unpleasant to eat. They're when you eat a fajita, they're making it a bad experience. You following? Now, you might think, but those are 2 different restaurants who had 2 bad fajitas. They could even be 50 miles across from each other. Still 2 bad fajitas. It's one company that owns every fucking restaurant in the area. Every restaurant in the area. White people own everything. You gotta stay woke. Listen though. They own every fucking joint in the business. So you might ask, well, why the hell do they have fajitas on the menu? Because people have fajitas. People want fajitas. But they don't want y'all to want fajitas. Guess what? They want you to have tacos. So maybe the taco talk finally gets to you. You go to another restaurant. You say, yeah, I love tacos. Yeah, I'm not feeling fajitas no more. Let me try something else. Let me try a taco. That taco is laced with crack cocaine. Crack cocaine is in that taco. And you eat it. And you are on a rush. Well, actually, yes. Actually, yeah. You're freaking high. You're having the best time of your life. You're like, I fucking love tacos. They made me feel so good. I should keep ordering tacos. I should get tacos everywhere. I need tacos. Okay? Hold on, because I'm literally... I took my Adderall, but this spread is fighting with me. Oh my god. And so, now I'm gonna... I think that's all of the analogy. And so now, I'm going to break it down and say who is who. Why would I say that the fajitas, they're poisoning the fajitas? Because if you have a big nose, and keep the nose, it's just one facet of blackness. This works for like every little bit, anything that has to do with this. If you have a big nose, yes, and not that having a big nose makes you sick, but you're going to be mistreated. People are going to tell you get a nose job. You're not going to see the nose in the media. It's going to be like, okay, maybe actually the nose is like not easiest. Okay, then let's go with darker skin, I guess. But no, that's a gradient sort of thing. Okay, I'm gonna stay with big nose, but just this has to do with every facet of blackness, okay? It's a negative. They want you to have a negative experience with big noses. They want you to disassociate yourself from blackness, right? Actually, maybe I could just say blackness, whiteness. Like, yes, not everything in the world is black and white. Sometimes it's Latino, but like, still, they want you to disassociate with blackness. They don't want you to want blackness. They are actively making it a bad experience for you. Now, when you have what they've been promoting, that when you have the taco, you're rewarded. When you are having whiteness, when you're closer to whiteness, you're rewarded. And you might think, crack cocaine's not a fucking reward. Of course it's not. But it's the idea that it makes you elated, it makes you feel high, it makes you feel good, and you're dependent on it. When you're dependent on drugs, you need to have it. And getting off of it is hard. It's hard. It's hard, but it's worth it if you want to have a fulfilling life. You have to separate yourself from whiteness. Which I'm gonna like discuss white people and their place in everything. I don't know if it's in this one or the next one, but like, okay. I mean, white people can also still have big noses, and white people can, is that why they hated Italians? Maybe this analogy makes more sense if you're a person of color. We're gonna walk with that right now. white people, I can't be thinking about y'all all the time. So sorry, you might have to fill in some lines and connect it for yourself. You might have to fill in some lines and connect it for yourself. I'm sorry. Okay? But following along. You are rewarded and you're dependent on it. You have to go back. You have to, and your brain, when you get the drug again, it's a dopamine rush. Your brain wants it. It wants it. It wants the rewards and the benefits that come from being associated with being white, from being connected to whiteness. Even if you're not white, it's rewarded. You might even get, maybe we can add on that you get extra reward points when you order a taco or something. It's just like it's systemically ingrained that that you should want whiteness, that you should reject blackness, that it's not good, that it's not beneficial, that it's in fact even detrimental, and that it's going to negatively affect you and your life and probably the people around you. Because are you going to say go order fajitas? You're going to say I've never had a good fajita. You're going to say I've never met a good black person. Or you're going to say all fajitas are bad, all black people are bad. When you talk about tacos, you're going to say tacos are so good, I always got to go back to a taco. I always order a taco. I've never had a bad experience with a taco. I need a taco right now, actually. White people are great. White people have never done anything bad to me. White people are so kind. This, that, the third, this, that, the third, this, that, the, like, do you see? Do you see? But this is where it comes with the big thing. If you're not black and you've got a big nose and you start appreciating blackness, and I'm not saying this is not to be no fetishizing angle. I've got a different take. I got a different clip for that one, because you freaks who think that what is attraction equals allyship, you're actually crazy and mentally in the head. But it's not the angle. It's that if you view blackness as something that's not negative, as something that's beneficial even, then you're gonna look in the mirror and you're gonna say, oh, my nose is nice, or like it's just regular. Because I'm not saying you gotta freaking love everything out the ballpark. Body positivity was never the way. You can love yourself, but to be body neutral, that can be the main goal. Because positivity is, but also I gotta hold on actually, because I have a small tangent on that piece, but holding. And even like the darkness of your skin, you're going to feel more comfortable being darker skin, because you're gonna see less value. You're gonna, like, honestly, there should be no value at all. You just are who you are. But you're gonna see less benefit in being lighter. What does that get you? Like, what does that get you? And I understand it's the outside factor of all the rumor and the chit chat and the whispers and whatever. I get that. I do. But if you are secure in your affinity for black people, if you're secure in your affinity for yourself, the noise is going to be there. It may still affect you, but hopefully it will never call you to change who you are. Do you see, and let me see if, hold on, let me pause for a second. Let me see if this, before I get started on the thought. Okay. If blackness is no longer bad, if it's no longer the villain, if it's no longer the negative, then whiteness can't be the positive either. You see how, like I said, like, there's all these things in between, but most of it is on the axis of whiteness to blackness. Think about colorism, featureism. How close in proximity are you to whiteness than you are to blackness? This is why, like, in me saying, like, everything is rooted in anti-blackness, like, an example of this is that, think about, because there's bleaching in Africa too, but in Asian cultures, how skin bleaching is prevalent because that's proximity to whiteness instead of blackness. Are you like catching my drift? Are you, like, I feel like I'm hoping that me just saying it is like getting you to put things together, but I also want to give examples so that, like, you can say I didn't recognize that, because if you don't know, then how are you supposed to know? Think about the movies. Think about Princess Diaries, right? Where Anne Hathaway, Annie, actually, because she said she preferred to go by Annie, and nobody ever listened to her, and I don't like that. Well, think about how Annie Hathaway, she had, I mean, glasses. Actually, I don't know anything about. Maybe eyesight is rooted in anti-blackness, but I feel like that might be more of a disability thing. But her hair, she's frizzy, little hair. So, trope in so many movies, and then they get it straight, and they get their blowout. They get it slick back in perm. Actually, not a perm. Not the white person kind of perm, at least. Okay. Then they look better, and now she's ready to be a princess, and now she can carry herself, and now she's popular, and this, that, the third. Are you seeing? Do you see that? Let me think of something else. It just popped into my mind, but let me actually put tokenism down on the list. And also for white people, I got a little something for you guys. I think that, because in the book, I think his name is Thomas Cone, and he's talking about, like, white people need to let go of what, oh wait, actually, guys, I have another analogy, actually, sorry, wait, or should this be, because a part of me chopping it up, I think I'm gonna chop it up. Maybe I'm not done with this thought, but I do want to make sure that, I'm gonna chop it up, I'm sorry. Well, actually, I don't know, because it's the end. This is the end of this for right now. But let that idea carry with you and fester. Because I want to make them small so that people are, like, more inclined to, you get it.